There's some people still actively trying to destroy my life. But I'll tell you what, you've destroyed it. My band is gone. You know, those guys, although I'm still friends with some of them, still feel like they can't associate with me because of the controversy.
Okay, so this is something that you all brought up to me in one of my streams, and I told you all I didn't really want to blow William Control's shit up with doing another video in regards to him, because in my opinion, and just from the way things seem, I feel like he's been trying to just gain peace and some solace from everything that he's gone through, and especially after opening up and telling the story and giving some clarification to the allegations, just trying to live his life, you know? And to be honest, you guys know, in between work and everything, I'm not always hip to Twitter beefs, but, I mean, because I have my own Twitter beefs. But in all honesty, I am not that clear on a lot of these people, okay? I mean, I only really know about William. And in my opinion, these people who he was going back and forth with, to me, they're irrelevant, at least in my opinion. And possibly the reason why they were attacking him was probably for some relevancy and attention. It's just weird because they contradicted themselves so many times in just the matter of a couple of tweets. So I'm gonna be, doing voiceovers for a lot of this, and I'm also gonna be reading off of Twitter, and I can also link William Control's Twitter in my description. And it also looks like this beef has finally died down, because I saw things popping off and I saw the tweets going back and forth, and I didn't want to cover this because I already didn't even know who, Jack Off Jill was. I didn't know who Jessica was. I don't know who Teenage Exorcist is. I don't know who any of these people are. Like, I literally have never heard of any of them. And yeah, I didn't want to cover this while it was happening because I already didn't have much of the information. So it all popped off about maybe 4 to 5 days ago when William Control tweeted out, "So JOJ official," and that's Jack Off Jill official, "you spent a year letting Jessica using this account to attack me for being an abuser. Then when I disprove it all and call you out with one tweet, you apologize and then just tell me to block you. You should really take some responsibility and have some respect." I didn't even realize this was one of the accounts accusing it. But he would know this because, he's on the receiving end of everything, so he would know. The tweets read, on May 9th, 2019, replying to William Control is, "We can agree on one thing. Name calling is immature. We apologize for calling you a man whore. All three of us believe survivors. If you truly believe that rape and abuse are repulsive, perhaps lead by example. As you rebuild your life, use what you have left to help survivors." Okay, but see, there's already contradiction in that one tweet because he's already proven that he did not willingly rape anyone and he didn't hold anyone against their will. Yes, there was a lot of crazy kink talk about, rape me daddy, da-da-da. Y'all know how I felt about that. I gave y'all my facial expressions, whatever. I'm not trying to shame or whatever anybody, but it was strange to me. And to be honest, and y'all know how I feel, to be honest, like, especially like with William, with anyone, honestly, if you're texting someone, if you getting that on paper, oh, you setting yourself up. That's a really cute setup. Like, no, you don't want to go down that road. I don't care how kinky you are. Rape me daddy, I mean, that can be misconstrued real easy. And a lot of people went and tried to make cases and stuff. I mean, we all have seen his videos, That's weird that they contradicted themselves in one tweet. And then the second tweet was, "Hate to break it to all of you, but insulting the name of this band or this account is not only juvenile, but a moot point. The band has been dead since 2015. That's probably why I haven't heard it. Several of us who run this account for fans are survivors and consider ourselves queens. strong women who often use that term. If you are so peeved by what is tweeted here and it's so irrelevant, block the account. Blocking helps people in restricting specific accounts from contacting them, seeing their tweet and following them. Pretty sure you know how that works. You had this account blocked. Okay, well, you know what? Then y'all should have stayed blocked because y'all didn't have nothing contributing to say. Like what? And then how? And see, this is what's interesting to me. It got worse. Okay, so it escalated from there, and then I never even knew anything about this, but I guess this is the video on YouTube that William shared in response to all of that after his first tweet.
Let's see. In Atlanta? Oh, I had a testicle festival because everything in all of our equipment broke. So we brought these 3 underage guys up on stage and had them pull out their testicles. And then we had another girl judge and by the round of the audience, and they got to win a date with Agent Mulder. And,
Were these hairless or hairy?
The guy that won was pretty hairless and definitely underage. So I strapped one on and fucked him in the ass. It was pretty simple.
Okay.
she's all about the anal.
Since I can get away with it on this, I figure I must go all the way, cross the line, you know, draw the line, cross the line, draw it again.
And we went back to our hotel room and Crank called Billy Idol last night.
Okay, and with that video, he said, and are you sure you want to go with that story? Because here's a video of Jessica talking about molesting an underage kid on stage in Atlanta, and then her bandmate talking about taking him back to the hotel and raping him. And I thought you were a champion of the used. A champion of the used. Wait, meet. William. The shade. And I guess there was more shade. Good. It's hard for me to wrap my head around this, so just excuse me. He follows that up with the same video saying, I think Jessica from Jack Off Jill Official needs to be canceled. And if you go to Jack Off Jill, it's just a bunch of retweets and everything. And they say that the band's been dead since 2015. Even back in 2015, I mean, even back when I was seeing Women Control, I never heard of Jack Off Jill, never seen that, never knew of that, never understood that. Yeah, so I don't know who the hell this band is. Needs to be canceled for being a rapist pedophile herself, and the bullshit story she told about Twiggy should be wiped from the internet forever. She champions this Me Too movement, but is an abuser herself. Don't believe me? Watch for yourself. Well, I mean, we saw that video, my love. It's okay though, because she's a woman. Excuse my tone of voice says okay, and then I guess Jessica Adams, who has a verified account now, you know, she's the Jessica of Jack Off Official. She finally decided to go ahead and respond. And she said, did I ever claim to be perfect survivor or the face of the Me Too? No, I am a lot of things, but I am not a rape apologist or a pedophile. I have addressed this video numerous times. I'm not proud of it. If the people who support you want to cancel me, I'm very okay with that. No, he's calling you out for being hypocritical. That's what he's calling you out for. Like, how can you shame someone for being things that he actually had proof and evidence against that he didn't do? Now, granted, he's not completely innocent. I think that with William, one of the biggest things that he probably regrets is having existential marital relationships while knowing that he was into being polyamorous without opening up to it, as well as, you know, lying and trying to keep things under wraps until it got too big and too out of control. He has a whole video on about weird control where he opens up about this. And yeah, no one's saying he's a saint either. Like, yeah, a lot of your relationships were sloppy. Even I said that as someone who was trying to be unbiased. However, my last video on him was more biased because at the end of the day, I am a fan of his, okay? But when it came to covering the topics, I wanted to be really, really careful with how I covered them. Just like with how I'm covering this Twitter feud right now, because I'm trying to get both sides. even though as I look on Jessica's profile, I mean, I guess, I mean, she is like an artist. Just a lot of tweets, a lot of retweets, a lot of happy birthday, a lot of random art and, you know, drawing and rainbows and stuff about hating wind controls. I don't know her. I don't go to the buffet with her. So I just don't know. But he's calling her out for being hypocritical. As I'm reading these tweets, and even with not even knowing much about it, that's exactly what's happening. And honestly, I don't blame him, because it's got to be frustrating. Because here he is. He was frustrated already that, you know, the media wasn't picking up his story of clarifying his allegations and clarifying the rumors behind him. And I think it was like that one little blog post that really gave it any type of credibility at all. And here he is, he's probably feeling mildly relieved that he got at least his side of the story fully out there, and he's still continuing to be attacked. However, unfortunately, with the internet, you are open to be attacked and criticized by whoever as often as every day, whatever. And I'm not saying that that's right, and I'm also not saying that that's fair, but it's just the situation. And it's also hard for me to say, oh, well, just ignore it, because for me, that'd be hypocritical, because sometimes it's hard to ignore stuff. I mean, how many times do I tell some of y'all, my free spirits, sometimes y'all might see people coming after me, whatever, and I try to tell y'all, ignore them, whatever, and it's hard because I know you guys don't see me ignoring it, because I'll be popping off, and I know sometimes that upsets you guys, and it's vice versa. You know, I don't like seeing you guys upset, especially when some of y'all DM me and tell me about how such argument gave you anxiety, or such situation is making you so upset to where you want to fight, because it's like, okay, like that's not why I'm here. So it is hard to ignore things, and I guess this is when you have to really pick and choose your battles. But in a way, I'm happy that he's still defending himself. I mean, of course, I think is always going to fight this. Like, I think he's very much in like a no nonsense, like no bullshit type mood about this. Because, I mean, shit, it's been years. You feel me? And I very much do feel like he just wants to move on. And unfortunately, he, you know, people like Jessica and Jack Off Jill and whoever the hell else, I haven't even gotten to teenage exorcist yet, girl. That's a whole new tea, brew of tea to get to. But yeah, I don't know who the hell these people are. Articles that were written about me were full of lies, yeah, and people took the stories and ran, and I see that now. And to be honest, I am so happy that when all that stuff was coming out, I'm so happy I didn't try to follow down that train, because I already didn't know what the hell was going on. I tried to figure it out, I failed, and I said, girl, whatever. When is the next tour happening? And then it dawned on me like, oh, there won't be one. So that's where I was coming from. She tries to call him a narcissist. Why do people always try to use narcissism? And because sometimes you calling someone a narcissist, that's a valid argument, that is. But then sometimes it's totally irrelevant to what's being talked about. He's calling you out for being a hypocrite. You're not owning up to being a hypocrite. You're responding to him with more rebuttals and attacks. That's his problem. And I feel like it's my problem. The good thing about this is that if you go onto the Twitter and you can figure it out for yourself and you can make your own opinions, because I just wanted to kind of draw you guys' attention to this. This isn't about narcissism. This is about people like you accusing me of illegal crimes whilst virtue signaling so hard your arms are going to fall off. You call me an abuser, a rapist, etc., and then just tell me to block you as if it's no big deal, because he's tired of hearing it. He's tired of dealing with it. He's over it. And then he just simply retweeted her. I'm not a coward. I'm not going to call you names or make up silly puns about you, no matter how many of your fans attack me. You attacked him first. Did she not? They commented under him first. He would have never, if you go back to the tweet where he was like, so J&J official, he's quoting what happened on, they responded to him first. They started this. If you would have, and he probably unblocked the account Now let's see what happened. Let's see. I feel like he's gonna expose the tea. Okay, so then after that, he quote tweeted her again. He said, yes, it was truly repulsive, and it doesn't matter if it happened or not. What I know to be a fact is this. And apparently this Jessica girl is the same person who made extreme allegations against Jordy White, aka Twiggy from Marilyn Manson's band. William Control went on a long spiel about her making up these rumors. I never saw anything like this. Like, I didn't even know, I don't know where any of this was publicized. And he said that these accusations were made 20 years ago. So of course, 20 years ago, I was like 9, right? This is all just really like highly unfortunate. It just makes me wonder, like, what was her aim? Like, was she just trying to attack Women Control to, like, get more attention? Was she trying to receive more validation? You know, like a kind of kick you while you're down type thing? No wonder he felt the need to respond back. And then, here we go. A couple days ago, I got caught off by Jerk-Off Janet for hassling me for a year on Twitter, shit posting about how I was an abuser and a rapist. You know, standard Twitter bullshit, yeah. So I spoke up. I called her out and responded in a flurry of tweets trying to berate me again. And we have all witnessed this and all have seen this. I told Jessica my DMs were open and if she wanted to discuss this in private, we could. So we did, at length. What I found out is that she's a liar. She claims to have never said anything negative on Twitter about me and that the Jack Off Jill official account is run by her admins. No, they said in the tweet, even before they said in the tweet that the page is ran by the band members, they said that. Oh man, now I wish I was hip to the tea. Now I'm here I am late. Oh, God. They clearly stated on the page, it says it's ran by the band members, and the band hasn't been active since 2015. Sometimes, damn, and I thought I would be really off with this story by just trying to read and catch up on Twitter, but I feel like I'm seeing some bullshit here, okay? I scrolled through William's Twitter, I saw that he just, like, was pissed, and I'm actually happy he did this because even as I was reporting to you guys, I knew nothing about it. And as you can see, he shares the article that was shared in 2017 about Jessica accusing Twiggy of the allegations. And I didn't even know that he was let go from the band. Like, you guys know, like, because I always grew up listening to Marilyn Manson, but I never, like, paid that much attention, to the band. I just listened to them and kind of took it for what it was, And, as you guys can see, William Control is just like going in and he's like, you know what? SJWs, they always end up doubling down and this is what's happened. And he's like, she's the worst kind of internet bully. She's old and lonely and she was probably really envious and jealous, which is why she targeted Twiggy and is probably targeting William, and it's really sad. But see, it's situations like these that take away the severity of actual victims and invalidate actual victims and actual people who have been taken advantage of and raped, molested, whatever it is, involved with however many predators. It's so sad. And it's also really sad to see that the Me Too movement is almost becoming like a mockery of advocating for actual victims and their rights. It's almost because, people are abusing it, and you know what happens when people abuse these things. Nothing but negative things happen, and it's a shame that so many people abuse the Me Too movement as a way to, publicly gain an identity, to get any type of validation or anything. It's just really unfortunate. Jessica, Jack Off Jill official, and her award-winning producer husband, Christian Adams, and that's the teenage exorcist dude. That's her husband? All of which she uses to bully and harass anyone she wants. View my recent tweets for proof. I mean, okay, I see that. Last night, our conversation ended with her telling me that she was contacted by 11 people from the press to tell her story of how I refused to take down any slander against her. Monday, I go to press. Now, this is the DM. Good luck with that. I hope it works out for you. To which I responded, good luck with that. Okay. I woke up to another bunch of messages from her apologizing to me. I never responded, and this afternoon, her husband sent death threats to me, threatened my ex-wife, and told everyone he was on the phone with the cops. Oh, William. Well, you managed to get me really angry. That feeling passed. Some people just aren't worth your time. Look at this. Y'all see this? Sometimes, to be honest, okay, now I might get a little too honest here, but I don't even mind it. Sometimes I get those messages, and now, those of y'all who I love and care about, we talk regularly, I don't care how long the message is, girl, I'm gonna get back to you, we gonna talk. But random people giving me their opinions on bullshit, or what they think I should have said and did, and especially if I've never spoken to them, I get things like this in my comment section of my videos. I don't read that shit. And if you sitting there in the requested section of Instagram sending me, well, I might not respond. And you can hate me all you want. I don't really give a shit, because everyone is not worth your time. It's sad, though, because he's wanting to call her out, so I understand why. But some people are better off blocked. But at the end of the day, you know, if you were being called a rapist and a abuser and a predator and all these things for years, I mean, pedophile, but they lost with that real quick, you probably snap off too, right? And I know I've snapped off my fair share. So it just sucks, though, because you see how this type of stuff can drag out. She said that just laid it all out there because justice needed to be done. Oh, there was an injustice afoot? Shouts out to my girl Carly. You guys, you know what? Y'all should look into this. He linked the original YouTube video, which is still up. I will link this in my description. And then apparently she was arrested. Jessica, I'm on 13. I'm like scrolling through, as you guys can see. You guys can read for yourselves. And as I'm coming to thoughts, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you all. And this was in the Miami New Times. Cops say that during the jack-off set, she invited a member of the audience to come up on stage so she could show his penis. She continued to encourage the subject to expose his penis to pull down his pants. After exposing his penis, he began to pull on it as if to masturbate. Why are they doing this at shows? First of all, why are they doing this at shows? Would you even entertain some shit like that? I have never, ever. You know what? See, and this is what pisses me the hell off. You know, William might have had his bitches. Some of his relationships might have gotten messy, but I'm sorry. Not nan woman to any show that I've been to of Williams or even have seen online, because y'all know how like people will like record shows and like put them like online or whatever. I ain't never humiliation where girl, that's crazy. And as you guys look more into this, you see how insane this is, and she tries to blame it all on him, saying he did this. There's Goddess Eris. I mean, me and her follow each other. I mean, she obviously knows more about the tea than me. She's like all up in the damn tea. I'm just reporting the news. Oh my God. And then, okay, so now remember Christian Adams is Teenage Exorcist and he is Jessica's husband, okay? This is the tea that we need to remember. He says, just got a DM from Christian Adams telling me how hot all of this was and how he wanted to watch me fuck his wife while he watched. Classic beta male cuck bitch. The answer is no, dude. A million times no. I don't want anything to do with you discussing people. Please stop DMing me. I mean, I don't blame him either. I assume that he's tried to block them and they might be messaging him from other accounts. Have you noticed that Jessica and her husband are never tweeting at the same time? It's like Superman and Clark Kent. So odd. They have to switch between accounts to send a message. The more you know. He is so sarcastic. Love him for it though. Wait, Jessica accused Jordie White of rape. Marilyn Manson. She's made accusations against Marilyn Manson? Of being a pedophile? Gerard Way of sex. Gerard Way? Who is this bitch? Aside from just someone just pressed. Who? So being that William exposed Jessica for utilizing multiple accounts in order to contact him, whether or not she is actually married is still remaining in question. So we're just going to say she's allegedly married. That's allegedly her husband, I guess. But the point is that the harassment, I mean, she started it. That's what's crazy, even to me. Not to mention, if you look further into it, I mean, Gerard Way, I mean, he's the lead singer of My Chemical Romance. Because of William, I knew about the Jordie White thing, but I didn't know that she actually accused Marilyn Manson himself of being a pedophile of all things. I didn't even know any of this at all. And it really just makes me wonder who the hell this bitch is, because this Jack Off Jill band, I never heard of them, never knew of them. If you've heard of that band, go ahead and let me know. I guess the backlash became too much for them, but all he did was call out fucking hypocritical bullshit. And all he did was stand up for himself, and all he did was expose what needed to be exposed. Y'all know that my motto is expose that bitch today. However, everybody ain't worth your time too at the same time. I will expose that bitch today, but I am also learning to pick and choose my battles. So even if I have had people try to come at me, girl, just understand that some things just really aren't worth your time, huh? This is insane. You guys go ahead and let me know how you feel about all of this, because just a day ago, William said that, I hope you're watching closely, folks. This is the proper way to deal with bullies as SJWs online. Take notes. I'm giving wisdom away for free. Yeah, you're giving wisdom away for free, but so many people are trying to come at him, and a lot of people are just really after this man's peace of mind. He's trying to move on. He made that clear. He made that clear. There's nothing else to say. There's nothing else to fight about. There's nothing else to attack him about. I mean, shit, his videos were done in April. Like, even I am sitting here like, what else do people want? But who am I aside from another asshole on the internet, you know? You guys go ahead and give me your thoughts. I know I'm relatively late to this story, but I did want to go ahead and cover it because some of you all were asking me about it. And I do support him standing up for himself. I just really hope that we are actually seeing the last of all of this. I don't want to see this go on for much longer. It's been years of this shit. It's getting tiresome. Love y'all. I'll see y'all in the next one.